If you could please come in and take your seat. We're going to begin our program. If you can please come in and take your seats. All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, if you can please come in and take your seats. We have our first guest performers. Please put your hands together, please, for the Cat's Meow.
Oh, say, can you see?
Please stand.
Dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Every day, I'm gonna let my little light shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Ooh, oh, oh. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Ooh, oh, oh. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Every day, I'm gonna let my little light shine. On a Monday, gave me the gift of love. On a Tuesday, peace came from above. On a Wednesday, told me to have more faith. On a Thursday, gave me just a little more grace. On a Friday, told me to watch and pray. On a Saturday, told me just what to say. On a Sunday, gave me the power divine just to let my little light shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Ooh, oh, oh. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Whoa, whoa. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Every day, I'm gonna let my little light shine. On a Monday, gave me the gift of love. On a Tuesday, peace came from above. On a Wednesday, told me to have more faith. On a Thursday, gave me just a little more grace. On a Friday, told me to watch and pray. On a Saturday, told me just what to say. On a Sunday, gave me the power divine just to let my little light shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Every day, every day, every day, every day, yeah. I'm gonna let my little light shine.
Awesome. The cat's meow. Thank you. All right, if you're in the back, you can come on in because we have another special guest for you. We are ready to introduce Princeton High School cheerleaders. Let's give them a hand, please. Another round of applause for our PHS cheer team. Thank you. All right, if you're in the back, there are seats up front if you'd like to come on, and I'm just going to go to the podium. Well, as I set up, first of all, I just want to thank all of you for braving this weather and coming out. Thank you so much for being here. Please give your own selves a pat on the back and a round of applause. All right. I think we're good. All right. I'm going to try to stand here because our good friends in the back are recording. So if any of you would like to, Mhm. Yep. All right, I'm going to set my timer. Good evening, everyone. How are you? My name is Dr. Carol Kelley. I have the pleasure of serving as your superintendent of schools of the Princeton Public School System. This is my second year in district, my 11th year as a superintendent, and one of my things that I'd like to do, or I like to do before the pandemic started, was just bringing in community so that we could fellowship together, that we could learn about all the great work that's happening in our schools. But raise your hand if you had an opportunity to talk with someone that you had never met before this evening. Awesome. Then that's exactly why we wanted to do tonight. So the state of the district, what I'm planning to do is just share with you where we've been, where we currently are as a school system, and I'm really excited to share where we're going. And I'm excited to share where we're going because it's spoken in the voice of our students. So in terms of where we've been, if you recall, in the summer of 2021, I sent all of you, our staff members, our families, our guardians, a letter, and I introduced myself, and I also shared some of our goals for the school year. The theme that I used during my first year as superintendent was building on the best. And I don't think any of us imagined going into the summer that the 22 school year would be so heavily involved with COVID and the pandemic, but yet it was. However, we were still able to do many things in the school district using the audits that were performed even prior to my arrival, as well as a lot of the great work that had already started. So that building on the best was our theme for my first year. This school year, the 22-23 school year, where are we now? In terms of, is Mr. Bolden in the audience? There he is. This is our business administrator, and he and his team help us to physically stay solvent and also responsible. One of the things in terms of our state of our financial resources is that we, at the end of last year, really saw a lot of our resources being over our anticipated expenses. This year, I am hopeful, though I don't know that hope is a strategy. We are staying in tune with our spending. We are always looking for grant opportunities and other opportunities to reduce our spending, to look for more resources that could come into the school district. But like many school districts, financially, we have higher inflation rates. We have had some instances where we wanted to increase our salaries so that we could be competitive with the market, as well as there were some unanticipated expenses with some of our spending. So I think Princeton Public Schools is in a good position right now, especially in comparison to other school districts. Another area that I wanted to highlight in the state of the district where we are is our human resources. I think like many industries, we are seeing that there are a lot of staff members who are deciding to go to other professions. So we still have some openings. I think what this shows is some of the benchmarks that we're looking at in terms of our retention rates, in terms of our fill rate for our substitutes. So please, 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 Princeton Public Schools is a fantastic place to work. If you would love to substitute or guest teach with us, please let us know, because we're trying to increase these fill rates, and we're doing a lot of things this year to try to make sure that we are retaining the staff that we do have. Another thing that we're doing and focusing on with human resources, and Rebecca Gold is our interim assistant superintendent of HR, she's doing the Vanna wave right there, is that we are trying to ensure that we are diversifying our staff. We do have some work to do there in terms of looking at the percentage of our students who we are educating with the percentage of our staff members that have similar demographic backgrounds. So we do have some work there to do. You remember in the summer, I sent you a letter and I gave you the theme for this year, and that theme was helping, healing, and hope. And around that, the administrators and I, over the summer during our retreat, we selected district goals that collectively that we're working on. The first goal really falls under the helping and looking at how can we help all of our students have access and opportunities. One of the primary areas that we were focusing on is for every single one of our schools to have at least one effective Intervention and Referral Service Team, or INRS. And I'm really pleased to say that we're not at the end of the school year yet, but every single one of our schools has this team fully functioning and actually doing the work, the hard work. So if our building principals and anyone that's in the room that has anything to do with the leadership of our INRS teams, if you could please stand up, please, for a quick round of applause. Thank you. But not just that, not just our INRS team, but we are looking to expand the work this year around other opportunities to help all of our students reach success in terms of their achievement. So over in this corner is our Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Kim Tu, and thank you. Dr. Tu has been working really diligently with our Professional Development Committee on ensuring that we have workshops, and our professional staff learning days are helping not just our staff members, but our administrators as well. So I am looking forward to attending our instructional rounds, which have been visiting those INRS meetings and coming together and having conversations on how we can improve for the upcoming school year. Dr. BJ, I call her, or Dr. Joy. She's been around. Dr. Joy, if you're in the room, just kind of wave your hand. We're also building on-ramps for students, not just in science, but in all of our academic areas, so that more and more students will have access to our advanced course taking, as well as the partnerships that we are finding within the community. Here's a quote from, actually, I kind of put this quote under Sarah Moore, but Sarah Moore is our new K-5 elementary supervisor. She's in the back. Hi, Sarah. You probably have heard that the district now has a special branding in terms of our certification with being able to train other educators in Gilliam, as well as we're looking at how to infuse math workshops in our elementary classrooms so that we would have even more differentiation and also more opportunities to accelerate student learning. Stephanie Tidwell is also here. She's our 6 through 12 mathematics supervisor. She talks about the work, and honestly, I just really want to thank Ms. Tidwell and also Ms. Keisha Smith-Carrington. They last year helped the school district begin to use this tool called Link It. And what Link It is helping us to do is to benchmark our assessments so that we can bring together teams of teachers that they are able to look at how students are doing in terms of their academic growth and the areas that we can, as educators, work on in the classrooms, either with our curriculum or with extra support for our students to make that learning happen. Mickey Crucifilli is our Director of Special Services. She's right here. I told Mickey that I tried to pick a good picture of her. But also this school year, her department and all of our special ed supervisors that are in the room, if you could just raise your hand, and the special ed department, they have been working on ensuring that the data that we are gathering for our students that have individual education plans, IEPs, are aligned, those goals are aligned with the data that we're looking at so that we can progress monitor, so that we can ensure that students are meeting their goals. And if not, then we look at what practices that we can put in place so that they can. We also have welcomed new staff member to support our Bridges program. And I just met her not too long ago. That is not her in the orange shirt, but she is here, I tell you. Our second area that we were looking at is healing, and primarily in the area of wellness, wanting to make sure that we are focusing this as a staff on our wellness. So in terms of professional development, we have been infusing more wellness activities. You can see some staff members there. We're doing some dancing and playing volleyball, it looks like, but also their ability to be able to choose their own adventure on their staff learning days has really helped with the learning. And then finally, the hope. Obviously, we want to provide hope to all of our students because without hope, it's really difficult to come back to school day in and day out. So in terms of the hope, we have been increasing our opportunities for student voice. I believe we have some scholars here who were talking about our Bell Network. Also, in many of our elementary schools and middle and high school as well, they are infusing the use of student voice, whether it's student council, whether it is having students take surveys, but we want to listen to student voice to hear how we're doing, what we should stop, what we should continue, and the things that we should change. Student engagement, acceptance, and belonging for all. We're hoping that each and every one of our students have that. And hopefully you were able to stop by the table with our elementary principals as they talk to you about the work that we're doing with Responsive Classroom. It's not new to the district, but I guess we're calling ourselves rebooting it, where we've been providing professional development to our staff, and there's a lot of excitement around building community and using a lot of the tools that we've learned with RC. And then finally, we obviously are focused on increasing academic growth for all of our students. Again, going back to link it, right now we're able in mathematics to see benchmark assessment data, which allows me to show you data like this. For our students in grades 2 through 5, you can see that when students sat in the fall versus they're sitting in the winter, that their average score has improved. You could also see by looking at this data that our students in grades 2 through 5, in terms of our students who are either meeting, exceeding, or right at the cusp of meeting, has grown somewhat from fall to the winter. And we're able to look at similar data for our secondary students, grades 6 through 12. Obviously, as students get older, the growth is not the same, but we could see that students are growing. So we're meeting this objective in terms of increasing students' academic growth in mathematics. And the same thing if you look at the percentage of students that are exceeding and meeting the standards for their grade level. So I'm excited because last Tuesday evening, our Board of Education, and they are here in the room. So if you're in the Board of Education, if you could just wave your hand, we just want to acknowledge you. There they are. Oh, they're sitting together. They made history in improving our new strategic plan. So that's where we're headed. We're using, can you tell I was an elementary teacher of me and my themes? So we're using the theme Forward Focus 2028 because it's a 5-year plan for us and we're kicking it off now that the board has approved the plan. I do have some friends that are going to, so fingers crossed that this video works, that are going to explain our plan to you. Take a listen.
I'm Afra, a third grader at Little Brook School, and I'm so excited to share with you our new strategic plan, Forward Focus.
I'm Jacob.
And I'm Cecilia. We're seventh graders at Princeton Middle School.
And we're here to tell you about the 5-year plan for excellence that will make sure we are all taught to be critical thinkers,
Curious leaders,
collaborative communicators,
creative innovators,
and health and wellness advocates.
And I'm Andre, a senior at PHS, here to tell you about the 4 key focus areas that will help us achieve that excellence.
The first focus area is the early years through third grade. This is a really important time in our education, and PPS wants to make sure that we have a solid foundation.
The second focus area is wellness, inclusion, and support. It's important that we feel healthy, happy, and included in our schools.
The third focus area is opportunity and achievement for all. PPS wants to make sure that everyone has the chance to succeed, no matter what.
And the 4th area is preparation for meaningful life. We want to be ready for everything that comes next, whether it's college, a job, or whatever else the future may hold.
To support these goals, PPS has 4 pillars.
First, at PPS, teaching and learning is the bedrock of our success and is always done through a cultural and responsive lens.
The second pillar reminds us that we love teachers and principals, but we know our schools can't do it alone. PPS is working with the community to make sure everyone is involved.
The third pillar is about investing in people so educators receive the proper support to do their best. This will help us all be successful.
Finally, we all know that when we bring all of our efforts together, we are primed for great outcomes. PPS is working to make sure we are all working together to achieve our goals.
So how will our district and school leaders do this for us?
By maintaining high academic standards, implementing formalized support of wellness,
Embracing 21st century teaching and learning, and using evidence-based professional practices.
And that's it. PPS is adopting a forward focus towards 2028. And with the help of the district and the Princeton community, our journey from elementary to middle to high school and beyond is clear. We're ready for success.
There you go. So we're very excited for the plan. We will be launching our materials on our district's website for the strategic plan. I just want to highlight again the areas that you will find. Obviously, we're calling this our promise. It was very important to the Board of Education that we kept the wording from our mission statement, and we just tweaked the language from the mission to the promise. So, and the goal is for all of us to really live the promise. And the promise that we're making to our students is that we will help them live lives of joy and purpose as knowledgeable, creative, and compassionate citizens of a global society. And as you heard our students say when they were introducing the plan now has a portrait of our graduate. And what we're planning to do is to look at each of the criteria and the descriptors. And with our phenomenal curriculum and instruction team, as well as our building principals and staff, we're planning to develop criteria that will help us to measure, but also communicate to you where our students are as they go from pre-K. Notice how I said pre-K, right? Pre-K through grade 12. The other thing that the strategic plan does is it outlines for us 4 universal goals. And we're planning to use a process called targeted universalism. I will explain this more when I have like another opportunity, but in the interest of time, we will put the video up on our website. But in general, targeted universalism basically means that we select excellent targets for all of our students. And based on the excellent targets and based on where students are, that at every level of the organization, whether you're in the superintendent's office, Valley Road, at an individual school or a department or a classroom, we are asking ourselves the question as practitioners, where are the students? What might be the cause of students being far away from the excellent targets? And we are creating action plans to help reduce that difference between where the students are and where our excellent targets are. So our strategic plan is an adaptive plan, and that basically means that on an annual basis, we are creating action plans, and we're also determining what our objectives, measurable objectives are from year to year. And those measurable objectives, those action plans, tie back to these 4 universal goals, and they tie back to the measures of student progress that are outlined in the plan. Ignore that, keep going. And again, the plan contains a descriptor for each of the goals, along with measures of student progress. The plan also includes strategic priorities. We call them pillars. And these pillars help us to achieve those universal goals for each and every student that we serve. So again, that is where we're headed. Forward Focus 2028. If you have a cell phone, you can take your phone out, point it toward the QR code, and that will allow you to send any questions or comments about the plan. And we're going to use that information to inform our upcoming community engagement regarding the strat plan. So please allow me to introduce now our keynote speaker for this evening. Can I let you in on a little secret about this evening? So I woke up to like my weather app that said that it might snow this evening. And I saw that like the chance of snow wasn't going to happen until like 8 o'clock, like after this was over. You saw like what happened, right? When you came in, there was like snow flurries and things of that nature. And then I got a text message from our keynote speaker, Dr. Doty, saying, "I'm sick, I can barely talk." So Dr. Doty is not here. However, we do have a phenomenal speaker. His name is Randy Green, and I would like to introduce you to Randy Green, who is a restorative practice consultant with Dr. Doty's firm. Born and raised in Norfolk, Virginia, Mr. Randy has been a professional educator for over 20 years. He received his bachelor's degree from Norfolk State University and his master's degree from Cambridge College and Regent University. During professional development in 2014, Randy was introduced to restorative practices. He immediately realized the impact restorative practices could have on teachers, students, and eliminating the school-to-prison pipeline. Following his passion of being a practitioner of restorative practices, Randy became a certified trainer through the International Institute of Restorative Practices and Restorative Strategies. Everyone, please put your hands together and welcome our keynote speaker, Randy Green.
For those who guess, you're right. I'm not Dr. Terra. If you may have not figured that out yet. Unfortunately, you have to settle for me this evening. But first, I want to say good evening. It's always awkward hearing your bio read, so definitely was sitting there blushing a little bit. Thank you for that, Dr. Kelley. Just to further add to that about myself, I've had the pleasure of working with Princeton Public Schools for the last 4 years. I've worked with students, teachers, staff, as well as administration on restorative practices, equity, as well as diversity and inclusion as well. But enough about me. I want you to introduce yourselves to me this evening. Unfortunately, I can't pass the mic around, so we'll be here probably till midnight. But what I would like for you to do is just take a quick moment, turn to a neighbor close by. I want you to introduce yourself. I want you to say your name, where you were born, and a quick song that describes your mood that you're in right now. So your name, where you were born, and a quick song to describe your mood right now on this lightly snowy Monday evening. I'll give you a couple minutes. Thirty seconds. 20 seconds. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can hear me, clap one time. If you're with me, clap 2 times. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. I love the mood of the crowd. I love the mood of the crowd. It's always great when we come together to see who's in the space and sharing the space with us in this amazing community that Princeton have. I always enjoy being able to travel up from Maryland to spend time with you all. So, of course, when I got that same, I'm not feeling well, I jumped at the opportunity because I would be here tonight anyway. So why not take the opportunity to speak about equity, which is something very near and dear to me as a 23-year educator. I've seen myself firsthand what the impact of equity is in our schools. And when we create environments where students can learn and thrive. I want to start out by talking about the difference between equity and equality. Oftentimes, we try to use those words interchangeably when actually they're different. The difference between equity and equality is that equality is when everyone gets the same thing. If I get one, you get one. But equity is more so about everyone getting what they need, what they deserve, what they need in order to experience well-being. Equality is leaving the door open for anyone who has the means to approach it. But equity is clearing that pathway so that all are able to approach that door that we may leave open. It's treating everyone with dignity, regardless of their race, their ethnicity, their gender, their religion, their socioeconomic status, and the list goes on and on and on. But when we create equitable learning environments, we're giving students the ability to live life on their own terms. When we think about equity, we should think about fit. Like, does this fit? What fits the students of Princeton Public Schools? And what will give them the ability to live their lives on their own terms as they go into a global society? How do we create the skills that students need to think, learn, and grow in this global society? Well, that's through equity. Equity is a great equalizer. It's not about comparing. It allows us to meet the talents and needs of every student and to make sure that every student, every child, regardless of where they're from, is recognized and celebrated. It gives us the opportunity to be an unapologetic leader in diversity, equity, and inclusion. And the work that I can tell you from firsthand that Princeton Public Schools have done is putting them in this driver's seat of leading that work in this region. It takes time, it takes effort, but more importantly, it takes patience. It takes a growth mindset. It takes an open mind and an open heart to really do the equity work that is necessary. We know that diversity does not equal inclusion. Look around, we are all different. We can all be different in the space, but does not mean that everyone in this space is being heard and seen. Equity allows all voices to be heard. It allows everyone to be seen. It's a tool that is now going to be woven into the district's culture as we begin to move forward. As Dr. Kelley just shared, the Princeton promise is we promise to prepare all our students to lead lives of joy and purpose as knowledgeable, creative, and compassionate citizens of a global society. That is the promise of this school district. But what about the cost of inequity? What do we lose when equity is not present? Well, first of all, everyone does not have access to healthcare and education, which impacts their skills and their development. A lack of social mobility, a decline in civil engagement. Where do I fit in a global society? All of these are factors that impact us as we move throughout this world, trying to achieve peace and prosperity in such a diverse and global society now. The strategic plan gives us a tool to measure the accountability, both from a qualitative and a quantitative standpoint. Schools will use the strategic plan and then they'll move forward and create their own plans. I understand that a lot of times when equity is brought up, a lot of people are hesitant or they feel some level of resistance to it because we feel that in order for someone to get what they need, I must give up something. And that's not true. Let's take a look to the past. When the feminism movement urged corporations to add restrooms for women, men did not lose their restroom. It was an addition. When we look at schools and making it equitable for all students and adding ramps for those who are handicapped, we didn't lose the staircase. We added the ramp so that all had access to the school building. So oftentimes when we think about the fear of I'm losing something, that's not true. It's about creating that environment where everyone is able to thrive and get what they need. In the restorative world, as Dr. Kelley shared, I'm big on restorative practices. We look at equity as everyone getting what they need in order to experience well-being. Every day we serve hundreds of students, if not thousands, as they come through the door. They're all different. They come from different backgrounds. They have different goals, different family values. But how do we come together as a district and a community and make sure that every child is seen, is heard, but more importantly, has the opportunity to thrive and live out their dreams, whatever their purpose is? How do we come together and make that the priority? So again, I want to leave you in closing with the promise of the district is we want to prepare all students to lead lives of joy and purpose as knowledgeable and creative and compassionate citizens of global society. And it takes everyone in this room to be a part of that promise, whether you're an educator, whether you're a parent, whether you're a grandparent, whether you're a sibling. We all are part of the promise. Thank you for your time.
That was awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Green. Okay, so I have a few thank yous before we poll for the raffle winners. I want to say thank you first and foremost to our Board of Education because these are volunteers who spend countless hours really making sure that we are able to do everything that, not just this evening, but everything that we do for all of our students. So our board president, Daphne Kendall, she's not going to stand, that's okay. Our vice president and also the chair of our equity committee of the board, Betsy Baglio. Beth Barron, former president of the board. And they send their well regards. Deb Bronfield and Michelle Ponder were unable to join us this evening due to other, do you know what I mean? I'm sorry, I'm getting old. Other things that they had to do that were very important. Rob Christopher, our Cranberry rep. Brian McDonald. Susan Cantor. And also, I think not absent are Mara Franceschi and Jean Durbin. I want to thank, and they are going to kill me, but the PTOC board, Milena DeLuca, Beth Lehman, Lori Pesno, Georgette Stern, and Melody Swetzer. Many thanks for their collaboration and helping us with our language helpers, the raffle prizes, things of that nature. If you volunteer to be a parent language helper, if you could please stand so that we could thank you. Any parent language helpers in the room? They were here, I promise. And I also want to thank those who donated to help us with our raffle prizes: Princeton Threads, Alice Casey's, Lori Pasno, Sue Evans, and Diana Lagas. And our administrators, if you are administrator, cabinet team, principals, assistant principals, supervisor, if you could please stand. I just really want to acknowledge you. Thank you for being here. I'm not sure if he's around, but our PHS custodial staff for allowing us to use this facility tonight. Under the leadership of Glenn Crawford, thank you very much, Mr. Glenn. And then our strategic plan, we started the planning process in around this time last year. And if you were a member of the core planning team, the alignment team, the instructional planning team, or if you were a student that participated in the focus group or participated in the survey, if you could please stand. We want to thank everyone who participated, their countless hours. And then the participants on tonight's event, our students who participated as a tour guide or that were at the expo, we want to thank you if you're still here. They probably went home to do their homework, but if they're still here, we want to thank them. The students who helped us out with our video, didn't they do a really great job with explaining our strat plan? Cats Meow, I'm sure they may not be here, want to thank them. And especially our cheerleaders. I think some of our cheerleaders are still around. And then finally, those that are providing us with tech assistance. Thank you so much for all of your help. Now, we had members who helped me. I'm like this weird person. I have like these visions and, oh, this is what I'd like to do. But this went far above and beyond anything that I imagined. So I really would like all of the members of the planning team for tonight's State of the District. I'm going to put my reading glasses back on. Is Anthony here? I want to thank Anthony. Stand up, Anthony. Keep standing. Betsy, Milena, Lori, Diana, Veronica, Foreman, Elizabeth, Krista, Farah, she's here. Bethany Sadiq is out on maternity leave. Patrick, Ebony, and they are going to kill me, but Susan McGreevy and Valerie Ulrich, if you could please come up, please. Are they here? Yep, there they are. I'm making them come up because these ladies, well, everyone on the planning team, when I tell you, from setting up tablecloths, creating the maps in terms of like who's doing what, the pens, if you got like a Forward Focus 2028 pen with the little cute blue thing, that was all Susan. So please, please, please put your hands together for their hard work tonight. And I think we're ready for the raffle. And after the raffle, you will be free to leave. And I think we did it on time, almost. Okay.
Okay, well, while we wait, the cheerleaders are also having a fundraiser and we're selling coffee. And there'll be little like pages over here where you can scan the QR code, and we're selling it for $12, and out of the 12, 5 go to the cheerleaders. And we have 12 ounce bags of coffee, we have 12 K-cups, and then we also are selling hot chocolate.
Awesome. Do you guys want to pull, and then I will announce who? I'm going to put it right here. Or does the mic come off? We can.
I guess I can hold it.
So one person pull, one person spin.
Where does it come off? Right there. What? Right here. Yeah, right here. You see?
It's here.
Oh, do I just? Yeah. Okay. It's gonna come off.
Okay. All right. First prize goes to ticket number 790044. 790044. Do you want to take the prize to them? The prizes are on the steps. Oh, congratulations. Thank you. They'll bring your prize. Next ticket. All right. Prize number 2 goes to 790096. 790096. No? Okay, we'll have to one more time. 790096. All right, we'll have to pull again. Sure. Thank you. All right, we'll try it again. 790069. 069. Okay, you have to be here to win it.
Third time's the charm.
Let's try it again. 790016. Did we get a winner? Awesome. All right, that's gift number 2. 3 more to go. 790038. 038. 038. Going once, going twice. Nope. Oh, did you win? In the back? No? Okay. Oh, cheering. Got it. All right. 790036. 790036. 790036. Okay, keep going. Uh, 790040. 040. We may have to spin it again, Veronica. I'm sorry. Oh, yay! Woo! I'm like, we're going to be here until 9 o'clock. All right. Ooh, there you go.
There you go. Like, use it.
All right, 790075. Yes, we got another winner. Nice. And then the last lucky winner, 790170. We got a winner! Woo! All right, we can let the music play again. Thank you so much this evening. Please be careful going home. I look forward to seeing you soon.